In today's video, I want to go over how I went from being overweight, out of shape, and absolutely miserable and hating my body to losing over 30 plus pounds, gaining a ton of energy, loving every inch of my body, being super in shape and strong, and eventually losing enough weight to step on stage for my first bodybuilding show. I also want to go over my current gut healing journey and how I'm lowering my bloating, inflammation, swelling, my toxic burden, and eventually being able to lose weight 3 years after having my son. We'll also talk about how we teach our clients how to do this sustainably, just like I lost those 30 pounds and kept it off for 7 years until I had my son in 2021. I was able to eat pizza, drink hard ciders, and have the flexibility at all of the events and parties I was going to without completely restricting myself. And through all of the education about gut and hormones and my own personal journey, we've been able to put together the 4R gut protocol and the metabolic refeed system to truly help our clients get individualized help and get sustainable results. So if you're feeling defeated from all the medical gaslighting and negligence you've endured, you're sick of not having enough energy to play and do activities with your family and friends, and you're done with having unpredictable, painful, and PMS-ridden periods, then this video is for you. So just to preface this video even more, this is for you if you're a woman over 30 who is open-minded and ready for change and feedback. This is also for you if you're open to doing things that are a little bit more woo-woo or untraditional. You remain curious and eager to learn about long-term health changes and habits you can implement. And you're open to helping and encouraging others within the group and being a part of the community. This program and video isn't for you if you want a quick fix and prioritize weight loss over your health. This also isn't for you if you remain closed-minded and want to do things your way. If you don't respect boundaries and communication and aren't ready to put your health as a priority and invest into long-term health solutions to make you feel great forever. The system we created is exactly how we helped our client Brooke go from bloated, inflamed, feeling less of herself, having tons of cravings, and just not feeling like her healthiest version of herself, to then losing 18 pounds, getting rid of all of her inflammation and bloating, improving her kidney markers after having a kidney transplant, and getting super strong and confident in herself. She was in such great health that she ended up getting easily pregnant with her third baby and really improving the strength of her kidney. This is also the system that helped our client Nicole lose 20 pounds, get a ton of muscle, make a ton of PRs in the gym and get super strong, and also fix all of her food sensitivities that she was dealing with for years. She can now eat without any restrictions at all, and she just found out that she's pregnant with her first baby. This is also how we helped our client Katie lose 25 pounds and completely get rid of her food sensitivities, improve her relationship with food, get rid of her bloating dramatically, and get rid of parasites and improve her mental health. If you don't already know me, my name is Katie. I'm the head coach and CEO of Rue Fit Nutrition. I started my business right at the beginning of COVID after the strength and conditioning facility I was working at full time completely shut down. While I was at this facility, I was managing interns, coaches, schedules, and coaching clients in group settings and one-on-one settings. I've worked with every demographic you can possibly think of, starting at 10 years old all the way up to 80 years old. When I first started my business at the very beginning, I noticed that there was some discrepancy between clients being able to lose weight, but also dealing with lots of gut and hormone issues. And I recognized there was this gap that I couldn't really help these clients who had these issues. So I dove straight into lots of education, courses, mentorships, and really put an emphasis on learning about these things so I could truly help people heal their bodies so that weight loss ended up being easy. So we help women over 30 who are dealing with gut and hormone issues, who have gone to the doctors multiple times and multiple specialists without finding any answers or resolutions to their problems, even after getting labs done. We even help postpartum moms, soon-to-be moms, and pregnant women who want to be healthier through that entire journey through our pre- and postnatal specialist, Coach Carly. We work with women who are ready to prioritize their health and fitness goals and heal their bodies and are done with the quick fixes, but are still uncertain about all the information on the internet. But before we jump into what the coaching actually looks like, I want to share my weight loss journey and my gut healing journey. So back in college, I gained about 30 pounds seemingly overnight. I had stopped caring about exercise, the food I was eating, and the alcohol consumption I was doing. doing. So finally, I ended up having to buy clothes that were a size bigger and baggier so it would hide my stomach. I would go upstairs and be so out of breath, I had to actually take breaks. This was absolutely humiliating. I was in exercise and sports science. I was looking to be a coach. And the fact I was so out of shape and unhealthy, this was a big problem. Eventually, I went to strength and conditioning lab where we were outside doing very basic warm-up exercises. At one point, I thought I was having an asthma attack. Later that week, I went to the doctor to get tested for asthma. After the test, the doctor came back and said, "Honey, you don't have asthma. You're just out of shape." And that was such a hard thing to hear, but exactly what I needed to hear to start kickstarting my journey into weight loss. Fast forward to the next week, I started my weight loss journey. I started doing everything wrong right out the gate. I only did cardio and circuit training workouts from Pinterest. I barely ate anything, and I was still drinking and eating processed foods on the weekend. I had a quick weight loss, about 10 pounds, and then very quickly ended up plateauing. So after hitting this big plateau and being super frustrated and really not knowing what the hell I was doing, I ended up hiring a well-educated coach to design my weight training program that fit exactly where I was starting at. I started eating more protein, eating more well-balanced meals. I limited the amount of alcohol and processed foods I was eating on the weekends, and actually took away all the cardio I was doing and just focused on long walks. After implementing all of these things after a few weeks, I broke through my plateau and lost 30 plus pounds in under a year, and that led me to getting on stage at my first bodybuilding show. The really cool part is I was able to sustain this progress while gaining a ton of muscle and strength and being able to compete in Olympic lifting and bodybuilding for 3 years. Fast forward to 2022, I had just started getting back into weight training after having my C-section with my son. After fully recovering and gaining back a little bit of strength, I jumped back into weight training. And even though I was still practicing the same habits, getting back into my normal routine, there was an issue and I couldn't quite get to the bottom of it. I was bloated, inflamed, swollen, had crazy dandruff all year long, and I just couldn't figure out why I wasn't able to lose weight and why I had these symptoms in the first place. So I hired my first functional health coach and we dug into my gut health, and we found that I actually have low immune function, parasites, high toxic burden and mold, and lots of deficiencies from my vitamins and minerals and low stomach acid that really made digestion nearly impossible and was causing a lot of the bloating that I was experiencing. This also came from my C-section and a lot of stress that motherhood put me into, and so my body was just responding to the new lifestyle I was living, plus the added stress from the surgery and pregnancy. It was truly the answer I was looking for, and I felt so validated and heard, and now I actually had a plan to move forward to finally feel better and get to the point where I was at prior to pregnancy, where I felt the most strong and confident in my body, and I just really want to heal my body. And I'm so thankful that I have the help of a professional who truly understands exactly what my body is going through and what I need individually to get me to the point where I feel my best and my body is fully healed. I've been working on this journey since January, and my symptoms have significantly improved, and overall I just feel so much better. After getting my bachelor's and master's degree in exercise and sports science, I wanted to create a program that was individualized to the individual based on science, my own personal experience, and new research coming out that helps support people as a whole rather than individual systems. Every person that comes into our program has an individualized approach to their plan based on an assessment that we do, labs that clients bring into us that we interpret, and how we actually address the habits and new lifestyle changes that they need to become successful and reach their goals. With our 4R gut protocol and our metabolic refeed system, we make sure every single piece of someone's program is individualized to them. nutrition, exercise programming, their specific gut protocol that they might need to go into if they have any sort of gut or hormone issues, the lifestyle changes, the support and communication, and how we hold our clients accountable. We set realistic expectations and goals in tiny steps forward on a week-to-week basis based on your weekly check-in to make sure you're staying on track, held accountable, and you can consistently make progress on a week-to-week basis. Before diving into any sort of gut protocol or weight loss phase, we teach our clients the foundations and basics of health to make sure that this is sustainable for you for the long term and really lower the risk of weight regain or relapse in any of your symptoms. We want every single client who graduates from RuFit Nutrition to be able to sustain this healthy lifestyle. You might be thinking, I've tried everything. This won't work for me. Or investing isn't possible with what I have available. Or maybe even it's just not the right time with what my life has right now. Or maybe even my spouse doesn't think I should be doing this and I can do it on my own. But what if I told you, if you've never had a functional health coach, how do you know that this system doesn't work? If you've never worked with us specifically, how do you know that the methods that we use won't work for you? And we just have to find the right payment plan option that works for your budget, because finances shouldn't be the thing that's holding you back from living a better life. It's also never going to be the right time to focus on your health. There's always going to be curveballs, life events, changes, and we make sure that every single part of your program is customized and adjusts based on what's happening in your life. We work with these things rather than against them. And lastly, your husband might not be the one who's miserable, feels like crap all the time, is exhausted, or desperate for change. He can't make that decision for you to take a chance on yourself. And if he outright refuses for you to do this, you need to ask him if he wants you to stay miserable. And sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Let me show you some more proof from our clients so that you can be assured that this can also work for you. Liana had major adrenal dysfunction from high stress, high cortisol, low progesterone, weakness, and didn't prioritize her sleep and her rest. We completely reversed her adrenal dysfunction, improved her hormones, got her super lean, and focused on the basics of health to make sure her body fully felt safe enough to lose weight. She was also able to make all of these changes while working 3 jobs and taking multiple vacations. Danielle lost 5 pounds while gaining a ton of muscle and strength and absolutely loving her new training program and her PMS-free periods while they were extremely predictable now. We were also able to lower her bloating, gain a ton of core strength, all while being able to take care of her toddler, who she had a couple years earlier. Abby lost 8 pounds and ran her first marathon and hiked a 4,000-foot mountain without feeling out of shape or exhausted. She's now feeling so strong in her 10+ mile runs when she previously felt exhausted and under-recovered. We've been able to improve her gut health and lower her flares from her EPI diagnosis. Abby has seen great improvements in her nutrition, strength training, runs, and recovery, and she's also heard lots of compliments from her friends and family that she looks skinny and fit. So, you have 2 options at this point. You do this on your own, but you already know this has been super overwhelming, trying to do this by yourself. The information that's out there has left you paralyzed, and you're kind of stuck in this loop that really doesn't leave you much progress. Option 2, you join our program, you get individualized support, a customized plan that fits your lifestyle, and make sure you have long-term success. So if you're ready to heal your gut and hormones, love your body and all the things it can do, and finally have that long-term success that you've been craving for so long, click the link in the description below and schedule a free discovery call with me.